Hi everybody, this is Jeanette. Today I'm at the serger. We're not going to do anything on the cover stitch today because I wanted to go over some issues on bulky seams and lining up your connecting seams. There's been some posting on there where people say they hammer seams. The only ones I've ever done is denim, and that's been years ago. I've never ever had to do knits or cotton. I mean, they're not that bulky, but I'll show you how to make them flat and then how to line them up like this. This is a perfect example because I'm doing two different things. I'm doing peplum tops, but then this happens to be a skirted leotard. So this one's going to be the challenge because it has 3 layers of seams to do because there's 3 layers of fabric. So there's going to be the skirt, the bodice, and the panties. So this one is pretty much done except for the cover stitch part, which we're not going to cover, but this one I've already got put together. Everything's tucked down in there. The panties and the skirt are in there because that's how it goes. But this is what you do with your seams. On the main bodice part, your seams always go to the back. Then with your panty one, put your serge seam to the front. Then on the skirt layer, again, put it toward the back. Then what you want to do, and this is going to be a little tricky on the panty part, but you're just going to have to guess. You're going to see, here's the seam for the skirt, here's the seam for the panty. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to, since this one's going to the back and this one's going to the front, butt that up against there. And you can feel that, and you can see they're flat. And then you do the same thing with the bodice part and the panty, because here's the seam for the panty, here's the seam for the bodice. Butt that up against there, line it up, and you'll see there's a little bulk there, but I'm telling you it's not going to be to where you're going to have a lot of stitching there where it bogs down or anything. And I always start in the seam. Basically I try to get right on this side to start, because then you're already on the hump and it shouldn't go back and forth, it shouldn't bog down on that hump. It should go slide right over. So what I'm going to do is I've got slack in my needle threads because I'm going to butt this end up against the cutting blade over here. So let's get started here, and hopefully it'll all work out. Let me turn it this way. And then I'll show you what I do with the ends when I cut the tail off. And there's been a few posts on there where people have asked why some of us don't use the cutting blade on the trimming blade up here on the top on the machines. I don't, because I don't want to try to find it. I just grab my scissors, it's easier. For you newbies out there, make sure all your needle heads are out where you can see them, because about a year ago I was doing a bunch of bell dresses, yellow. Well, as you can see, I have yellow tipped pins, and one got way down in there like this, and I ruined this machine to the tune of $125. And what it was underneath on the plate there's 2 little fork prong thingies, and it broke it off, and I had to take it in. And when I got the bill back and I saw what they replaced, they just replaced that plate. Well, guess what? I went out and bought a couple of them to have them on hand, because if I ever did it again, I'd have them. So be wary of what you pay for out there on your bill, and if you can fix it yourself, have those parts on hand, because it comes in handy. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, it went over that seam really good. No pulling, no pushing, no nothing. coming up on the next seam, and it should be the same thing. You should just go right over it, lays flat. Make sure that one underneath is pointed to the back like it's supposed to be. And see, I didn't have any bog down, no nothing, and that's 3 layers of seams. Now see, here's my case in point there. It's too low. I could have ran over that. So you really got to watch. That's why really I don't hardly pin, only in occasions like this when there's 3 layers. On a 2-layer item, I don't pin. Well, I won't say I don't pin, I just don't pin all around. I'll pin and point certain points. Okay, so now you see you have the tails when I cut it off. Well, here's my little secret. Lighter. But you got to be careful, because on all knits in my looper needle, lower looper, I always have Maxi Lock, and that is a quick burning thread. So what you do is you just take it and you're just melting it. That's all you're doing, and it's gone like that. So now let's take a look at our seam. And there you go, flat and together, and that's what you want. You don't want to have a seam that's where's the other one now? Oh, there it is. See, together. You don't want one where one's here and then one's way over here. So you want to keep them uniform all together, and so everybody that's doing stuff like that with seams that have to go together, and you got a little bitty bulk of a seam, flatten them out. Don't hammer. I don't understand why anybody would do that besides denim. And then even if you have to do that, if you're on your regular sewing machine, you can buy one of these. It's called Genamajig, but this is made strictly for your straight stitch sewing. It doesn't. I've never tried it on this. I don't think the opening here is made for that. Neither is it for the cover stitch. They do have that other device called Hump Jumper. I don't have one because I don't have the issues where it bogs down. So give it a try. Let me know if you did and how it works. So keep posting your projects. I really like looking at them. And happy sewing, everybody.